The Babywise method uses what is called an eat, wake, sleep cycle throughout the day in the baby's schedule. And a lot of people wonder, why does it have to be eat and then playtime and then sleep? Why can't it be play, eat, and then sleep? There is a reason for that, and in this video we're going to talk about why an eat, wake, sleep cycle works to get your baby sleeping well. This simple pattern is actually recommended by more than Babywise. It is also recommended by the Baby Whisperer and other very popular baby schedule programs. But before we get started, hey, my name is Valerie. I blog at babywisemom.com. I am the mother to 4 children who currently range in age from 10 to 17 years old. I have been blogging since the year 2007, and I love helping parents love parenting and make it easier on you. The first really big benefit of doing an eat, wake, sleep cycle is that it really helps solve that day-night confusion that happens with those young newborns. There's something about doing this pattern that really helps a newborn differentiate between night and day and be able to tell the difference between daytime and nighttime, awake time and sleep time. In the nighttime you have eat and then sleep, and in the daytime you have eat and then play and then sleep. And so your babies are smart. Even right out of the gate as newborns, they quickly pick up on patterns and learn to understand what is going on. Another reason this pattern works is because you are not feeding your baby to sleep. There are so many benefits with not feeding baby to sleep. Yes, feeding your baby to sleep is a little bit easier than having your baby fall asleep independently. It's a lot easier. It's just a lot easier, but it's easier in the short term, not in the long term. When you don't feed your baby to sleep, your baby learns to sleep independently. Babies wake up every 45 minutes as sleep cycles shift. And sometimes a baby might kind of drowsily come to wake and fall asleep, but a lot of times babies come to more of an alert state, and this becomes more true as they get older and are more alert, and they start to wonder. Babies are so curious, and so they wonder, what is that sound? What's going on? What am I not a part of? What is that smell? What's happening? What am I missing? Babies just really want to know. And so if they come to this more awake state and aren't able to put themselves back to sleep, then they're going to need your assistance. So if your baby cannot fall asleep independently, then every 45 minutes, you can be needing to go in and help your baby fall back asleep. Another benefit of not feeding your baby to sleep is that your baby gets a full feeding. That means that your baby gets all the food in that feeding that your baby needed. And that's a great benefit. Your baby's going to grow well. You're getting these regular meals. That also helps speed up sleeping through the night because your baby isn't hungry in the night as much because your baby got more food in the day. And so, young babies need to sleep they need to sleep in the night, but they also need to eat in the night because they just need to eat a lot as they're really little. But as they start to get older, even at a young age of 7 weeks old, they can go 7 hours between feedings if they've had enough food in the daytime. They can't go 7 hours between feedings consistently if they're not getting enough food in the day. So when you're keeping your baby awake for that feeding instead of starting to feed your baby and letting your baby stay asleep once she falls asleep, you are enabling your baby, if you're keeping your baby awake and getting that full feeding, you're enabling your baby to get all of that food and be able to make it longer through the night stretches. Another great benefit is that your routine can be predictable. So you're able to have an idea of what's coming up next. There are some reasons your routine can be predictable. One is that your baby is able to take a full nap, which is a benefit in and of itself, because your baby got enough food at the last feeding. So let's say you fed your baby to sleep and your baby should be getting 4 ounces per feed. But because your baby fell asleep at 2 ounces, your baby got half of what she should be having at a feeding. That is going to mean that she needs to either feed sooner than she would otherwise, or more often, which can be pushed into the nighttime. But if your baby is getting a full feed, then your baby can take that nap, and so you can start to rely upon a full nap. This is assuming there aren't other nap issues, which of course I have a lot of help on sleep issues, but getting a full feed is a huge step to getting your baby to sleep well and have that predictable routine, which is beneficial to you as a mother. It helps you to be able to plan out your day. It helps you to be able to work around other kids if you have other children. It's such a huge benefit to a toddler who has a baby sibling to be able to have that baby have some predictability, because then you're able to spend more time with your toddler. And toddlers can get really anxious if things are all over the place all the time. And so predictability isn't just like this selfish motivation. It's good for baby, it's good for mom, it's good for the family. Another big benefit that you might not think of is that most of the time that poopy diaper will come during playtime rather than during sleep time. So if you fed your baby to sleep, your baby's probably going to have a poopy diaper during the nap rather than during the playtime. So that helps your baby sleep better too. And we talked about this already, but the ability to self-soothe enables your baby to get through those transitions. Another thing is when your baby's taking a full feeding, then your baby is hungry at regular intervals, which enables that predictability. So if you eat, pay attention to yourself. If you eat at the same times each day, your body gets hungry at those times. My older kids, when they have lunch during the school day at different times, on the weekends they're hungry for lunch at those times. So some weird things can happen, like my current 5th grader has lunch at 1 p.m. And so on the weekend, she's hungry for lunch at 1 p.m. while my current 8th grader is having lunch at 10:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. in the middle school. That's the range they do lunchtime. And so one of them's hungry at brunch time and one of them is hungry, in the early afternoon on the weekend. So your body really gets used to those eating times and will be hungry at those eating times. Another reason your routine is able to be predictable is because your baby is hungry and ready to eat after that nap. So your baby, it's been a while since your baby ate. After eating and then playing and having a nap, now your baby's waking up ready to eat. And so that just perpetuates the cycle of now it's easier to get that full feed because your baby's ready to eat. Another reason this eat, wake, sleep cycle works to get your baby sleeping well is that your baby is able to be alert during wake time. So while your baby is playing, your baby can be alert and really paying attention to the world around them because your baby is full. Your baby's not hungry. Your baby's not starting to get fussy because hunger is creeping in there. Your baby is focusing on playtime, and your baby learns so much during playtime. And do you know what happens while you sleep? Your brain processes what you've learned. And so if the more your baby's able to take in and learn, the more your baby is going to need that sleep to process. And so it actually makes it so your baby even needs that sleep more. And your baby is just gaining and growing by so much by having that awake time when she's alert. She's just benefiting in this perpetual cycle of I was able to be alert, and so I learned more, and then I was able to process that, and I got good sleep because my brain's processing, but also my brain is processing all that I learned. And then your baby's just improving like as quickly as she possibly could at her own pace, but at her most beneficial pace. It's just this huge benefit to you're just setting your baby up to just be the best version of herself. Okay, that sums up why an eat, wake, sleep cycle works to get your baby sleeping well. As always, if you have questions, please put them in the comments and I will answer. I do have a lot more information on my blog about this topic as well as many other topics. I also have a lot of videos about a lot of topics, so if you're more of a video watcher, be sure to find those videos, check them out to get more information that you need. Thanks for watching and have a great day.